Disneyland is dedicated to the dreams of America. Thank you.
Is there anything more quintessentially American than Disneyland? Since 1955, Disneyland has forged a deep and enduring cultural significance within American society. And a fantastic visit through its storied gates, a ride around its majestic mountains, or a churro along the banks of Critter Country are all surely vital parts of American identity. Joy, nostalgia, it is here in the park. But there is a shadow that is slowly overtaking the happiest place on earth. Time. The waits are just too high. As anyone who has visited Disneyland knows, one of the most daunting obstacles one must face in the park is that of lengthy lines, stretching streams of anxious patrons that introduce every single one of Disneyland's legendary attractions. And yet, the solution is so simple. The only remedy to this adversity is via the addition of capacity. More rides, more shows, more bathrooms. As these necessary extras become present in the park, the wait for Big Thunder Mountain trickles downward. But alas, even as new edges and refreshed towns emerge, Disneyland is reaching the brink of its spatial potential. There is no place in which it can evolve. There is nothing that can push Disneyland forward. Without serious expansion, Disneyland, the country's most prominent pleasure enterprise, is sure to rapidly decay into a distant memory of America's bygone past. A unique experiment by an innovative gentleman that ultimately failed due to a lack of creativity and real estate. But what if there was a way to solve this prudently, thriftily, frugally? To be specific, there is a sizable lot of land down the street, harboring another herding selection of a remarkable American institution. That institution? Baseball. More than a game, conceivably it is the sporting manifestation of the human condition. Baseball, almost to the measure of Disneyland, is an ultimate symbol of American culture. From its modest beginnings to its modern-day acclaim, baseball has captured the hearts, imaginations, and wallets of people from all walks of life. Baseball presents constant and inspirational stories of teamwork and perseverance. The game's nimble framework, known for its breakneck pace and consistent action, has embedded itself as an essential part of our national and global society. Through baseball, we discover that every man, woman, child, and mascot has a valuable role to play, a repeated application of resilience, patience, and spontaneity. Joy, nostalgia. It is here in the park. But there is one faction of baseball that, like Disneyland, is struggling to contend, struggling to accommodate, struggling to inspire. The Los Angeles Angels. A once dazzling franchise that, even with glimmers of promise today, is slowly being erased by a league developing far beyond its own internal capabilities. Ironically, it is that team with that flowy celestial pseudonym that could certainly use some supernatural intercession today, because the Los Angeles Angels cannot compete with the way things are. But there is hope. And with a very gentle restructuring, I present a mutual solution where America's most engaging pastime will save America's most engrossing pastime. If I may pitch something of a home run to you all, a big league trade that will reinvigorate the Los Angeles Angels and lower, nay, eliminate Disneyland wait times. The Walt Disney Company is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year, and Major League Baseball nearly 50 more. Perhaps these recent seasons just begun will see the start of a sunset upon our national troubles, as we the people soon watch the dawn begin to rise, as it always does, in the East. Baseball and Disneyland are the same. Both are steeped in a specific nostalgia and sense of stirring Americana, complete with rich histories from which we can glean many messages of optimism, endurance, and imagination. Despite changes in technology and popular culture, baseball and Disneyland persevere, for they are glowing examples of an unchanging appeal that affect and inspire people of all ages. Beloved by countless generations, both Disneyland and baseball, perhaps most importantly, boast a strong emphasis on tradition and community. One of the most passionate Disneyland fans was one Walt Disney, who unsurprisingly was also a lifelong advocate for the sport of baseball. A regular attendee to ball games, his passion for baseball was present in many avenues of Disney entertainment, including the company team on which he held a consistent batting average of .257. Walt would famously say, "I really like going to baseball games." And separately, on an unrelated note, Disneyland is awesome if the lines are manageable. he spoke the truth. Disneyland and baseball. Timeless? Not anymore. As Disneyland appears to have too much of it through wait times, and yet close by a ragtag baseball club is almost officially running out of it. The Los Angeles Angels, established and formed by Walt's good friend Gene Autry, were one of Major League Baseball's first expansion teams. Originally headquartered in Los Angeles proper, Angels management noticed a slight decline in team focus after the installation of the Carousel of Progress in Disneyland's Tomorrowland. Players would often try to sneak in early visits to the attraction before practice, and naturally, being nearly 30 miles away from home field, Los Angeles traffic did nobody any favors. Players and coaches, completely enamored by the audio animatronic marvels in the carousel, were frequently late or altogether absent from crucial games. It was understandable, but embarrassing. After missing out on the playoffs, Gene Autry, frustrated but ultimately charmed by the innocent, wide-eyed wonder of his players, would personally fund a brand new sports field a bit closer to the Magic in Anaheim, so the staff could more punctually visit the carousel without putting division standings in meaningful jeopardy. With the club now smartly able to steer completely clear of the traffic havoc in LA, the California Angels would become nationally notorious as Los Angeles Dodgers. Uniquely for a short stint of time, the Walt Disney Company would be the actual sole owners of the team, and during that partnership, the Angels felt empowered enough to win the World Series, the Pulitzer Prize of baseball. But enthusiasm and such has dwindled significantly since then, and while the Los Angeles Angels currently claim a roster containing some of the greatest MLB players of all time, they too require a change. You see, despite a singular World Series title, the Angels have struggled to find a consistent fan base in the LA area. Despite playing in a large and diverse market, they are in distractingly close proximity to Knott's Berry Farm, and accordingly, the team generally ranks near the bottom of the league in attendance. This lack of fan support has made it difficult for the team to generate revenue and invest in talent. Angel Stadium currently stands about 2 miles away from Disneyland, a short 5-minute walk or so. It is one of the oldest fields in the league and needs significant renovation or demolition. Yes, demolition. We need to tear it down because the Angels' only hope for Major League triumph is to find a new place to play, a fresh start, somewhere warm. A new city for the Angels would solve every single one of Anaheim's many problems. It would provide the franchise an opportunity to build a new fan base, new infrastructure, and new excitement. Naturally, this will lead to increased revenue and a stronger, more competitive team. It is abundantly clear that relocating the Los Angeles Angels to a completely different location would be the best move for the club and its future success. The all-around benefits of a clean slate in a specialized location cannot be ignored. But where would they go? Well, this is the easy part, as there is only one correct answer, and I will tell it to you now. Walt Disney World. I know it, you know it. Walt Disney World is the perfect venue, maybe the only venue for a Major League Baseball team. Walt Disney World, as you may be aware, is Disneyland's younger, larger, and arguably less interesting sister. While proclaiming a strong and devoted local following, it is also an incredibly popular tourist destination, with millions of visitors from all around the world coming to the resort every single year. Most of whom lately feel that there just isn't enough to do there. Baseball is the answer. Disney's woes, coupled with a disturbing lack of significant baseball presence in Florida, suggest the state and the resort are both hurting for a miracle. And the Angels can provide that miraculous meatball they've been waiting for. It's high time that Florida finally gets a home team it can unashamedly root for. Installing an on-property Major League Baseball team would give the league access to rationally the biggest and most diverse fan base in history. Said team would be able to fully leverage the resort's marketing and branding expertise, where ticket sales and high merchandise revenue would be all but guaranteed. This change would be a pick-me-up for not only the Los Angeles Angels, but all of the visiting clubs as well, as even away teams will be moved by the enthusiasm present from a global fan base, and of course, the undeniable happiness on site in the most magical place on earth. On top of that, Walt Disney World already offers the needed amenities to support the home and away teams and all kinds of fans from near and far. With a wealth of hotels, restaurants, training facilities, and fun activities to do nearby, Disney World is the ideal, perhaps perfect MLB locale. It's a one-of-a-kind venue. Everyone will love watching games here. Every athlete will love playing here. Morale across the league will skyrocket. Even when the team is away, they will serve as a traveling showcase for the magic of Walt Disney World by bringing a particular inspiration to even those who may have the audacity to root against them. And the beauty of it all? Walt Disney World could host the transplanted team today because there's already a workable stadium here. ESPN Wide World of Sports is right in the heart of the resort. It is a world-renowned multi-sport venue that has already supported many MLB games in the spring. Relocating the Angels to this location would be easy, painless, and extremely necessary. As popularity increases, it will naturally become a major hub for all Major League Baseball activity and will rapidly attract even more high-profile events to the area. Think of the economic boost. All I'm saying is that the only thing that makes sense here is that the Walt Disney Company must repurchase the Los Angeles Angels and then move them to Orlando, where the franchise will only flourish and thrive in a new venue and with a new identity. The metaphorical Angels belong to California, and so the transformation will only be complete with a new team likeness, an exceptional moniker that will adequately and profoundly present the mission, the calling of the country's freshly reinvigorated, ultra-modern, and most traditional team. The Angels will be no more, and through their new status, they will fly high above the competition, becoming more magical, more mightier than ever before as Walt Disney World's own Main Street Ducks.
It's a duck thing!
Yes, while technically being situated in Orlando, and more specifically Walt Disney World, the team's home association will be Main Street USA, the famous and roughly fabled locale present in many Disney parks. Main Street serves as an introduction to a day of excitement by evoking memory and nostalgia of home. It works well because we all have a Main Street in our town and in our hearts, and that Ducks will play for that spirit. The Main Street Ducks will be America's team. The Ducks, of course, are named after Main Street's most famous residents, the true-life Disney Ducks that call Walt Disney World home. But fret not, Mr. Iger, for the company has no shortage of IP Ducks to lean into. While the Main Street Ducks could start gameplay as early as next season on the field present in the wide world of sports, and they should, perchance an extra investment should be made for the sake of the Ducks. A brand new, state-of-the-art stadium, an incredible entertainment venue called The Pond at Disney World. Imagine it. The Pond at Disney World will be home to the Main Street Ducks and many, many future All-Stars. The field will be completely unique as its architecture will possess the same charm and turn-of-the-century flair we find celebrated on Main Street USA. A time before Disneyland when baseball reigns supreme. But it will also be swirled together with the latest and greatest engineering innovations. It will be designed fully by Imagineers to be an experimental prototype Coliseum of tomorrow, showcasing the sport of baseball like never before. Think Casey's Corner, but like all around you, and with majestic Disney duck-filled water features smattered all about. Notably, it will also be home to the first ever interactive e-ticket dark ride in a baseball stadium. Donald and Daisy's Diamond Dingers. A 14-minute jaunt around the bases featuring some of Disney's most beloved characters suiting up and playing ball. Through 9 highly themed and immersive innings/scenes, Quadruple D will put us right in the heart of the action by giving us a front row seat in our own baseball-shaped ride cars. Of course, each inning will have its own set of playful Disney surprises and hijinks that are sure to keep the heart pumping and the family delighted. Oh boy, is there actually cursed pirate treasure under the pitcher's mound? Did the fairy godmother really just turn the baseball into a giant pumpkin? Is Mickey Mouse secretly using the sorcerer's hat to cheat? Why does the First Order keep hijacking all the peanuts and Cracker Jacks? Of course, all will be okay in the end as Donald Duck steps up to the plate to hit the game-winning grand slam. Donald and Daisy's Diamond Dingers. The Main Street Ducks will be a dynasty from the get-go, a fixture of American baseball for years to come. Expect frequent and deep runs into the playoffs every season, but hey, even when games don't go our way, we can cheer ourselves up quickly because Muppet Vision 3D will be right next door. Forever. The idea of transforming the Los Angeles Angels into Disney World's famous Main Street Ducks is not only an innovative concept, but a crucial one for the future and enduring legacy of baseball, Disneyland, and the United States as a whole. While some may suggest that moving a team away from its traditional fan base is risky, I think I've made it completely clear that the potential benefits far outweigh the risks. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Hey, Main Street Ducks! You just won the World Series! What are you gonna do next?
Disney hotshot Josh D'Amaro recently stated that the company was flush with cash. And honestly, this endeavor of bringing the Main Street Ducks home to Walt Disney World would be actual pennies. I wouldn't even doubt that the Angels owner might wish to donate the team completely in exchange for season tickets, an annual pass, a reserved table at Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, and the incredible freedom that comes from parting with a languishing franchise. Oh yeah, and then I guess there would be all the space over by Disneyland, and they can build new stuff over there. I mean, it doesn't have to be like immediate, down the road if they need to. I mean, come on. They just bought and revitalized the whole Major League Baseball team. Goodness. But like eventually, Bill Westcott or NBA experience or something. I don't know. Something that'll help with the lines. Actually, I wonder if Disneyland shouldn't use that eventual empty lot of space to build a baseball stadium and host an MLB team of their own. But that may be an idea for another time, though. Play ball, my friends, and until next time, we'll see you in the happy place. Bye!
It's nothing! It's nothing!